Are you stressed, overwhelmed, or struggling to find peace in your daily life? If you're not meditating consistently, you should consider giving it a try. If you think meditation is too hard or too woo-woo, too spiritual, or you just don't have time to meditate, then stick around. I promise you, it's simpler than you think. In this video, I'm going to explain how meditation is the perfect antidote to stress and why it's the most important skill you can develop for your mental and your physical health. In this video, I'm going to explain how meditation overcomes or is the perfect antidote to your stressful life and watch right to the end to be guided in a short and easy meditation. Hi, I'm Sadie Bale, and there was a time when I didn't meditate. Um, in my 30s, my father died, and I want to say suddenly because he was ill, but we didn't know it was terminal. So it was a big shock and a big earth-shifting moment for me when my dad died. Not only that, I'd applied for and been accepted to a new job, but it was in another city over 1,000 kilometers away from where I'd grown up and where I was living. And it was a big move, a new job, a new city. And on top of that, my current boyfriend had decided to come with me and we were going to move in together. To say that I was overwhelmed is an understatement. I found it very challenging to focus and work at this new job because I was grieving intensely for my dad. And in hindsight, thank goodness my boyfriend, who then became my husband, was with me. And he was a great support. I remember at the time there was this opportunity to join a transcendental meditation course. And I leapt at the opportunity because I'd always been interested in meditation, but I didn't know how to do it or where to start. Meditation was this mystical, magical thing that highly enlightened or spiritual people like monks did. And I had a feeling that somehow it was a key to living a fulfilled life. So I went to this transcendental meditation course. Please don't be put off by the term transcendental. It's just a certain type of meditation. And there are many different types. There's visualization, there's chanting meditation, there's guided meditations, there's various breathing techniques and mindfulness. There are a myriad of ways to meditate, and transcendental is just the descriptive term of what it is. Okay, so off I go to this transcendental meditation course, and I find that it's quite easy to meditate when I'm there in the group. What wasn't easy was when I got home and I was all on my own and I had to do it by myself. And I couldn't focus, I couldn't drop into that state very easily. And when I spoke to my meditation facilitator about that, she explained that in the group, there's a thing called entrainment. So when a group of people come together and set their intention to meditate, then it's easier to do it because you're in that flow of that energy. The other thing she explained was that she was holding the space for us, almost as if we were in a space of meditation, a bubble, as it were, and that her energy, because she was a very experienced meditator, was helping us to be able to meditate. And that actually made sense because that was exactly what my experience was. And the reason I'm explaining this to you is I have started a meditation group online. So it's a Zoom call where like-minded people come together to meditate, and that will really help you if you're a beginner. If you're interested in joining the Zen room, as it's called, just comment Zen room and I'll let you have all the details. All right, so let's go into the science of why meditation works and how it works. We have a nervous system that's the brain is part of, so the brain and the nerves in the body. And this nervous system can be in one of two states. It can either be in the sympathetic state or the parasympathetic state. Let's start with the sympathetic state. This is when you are in I call it the F word state. So it's all the F words: fight, flight, fright, freeze. This is when your cortisol and adrenaline hormones are coursing through your body, and they are causing you to be ready for imminent danger or a task that you have to perform. And these hormones are released when you are in chronic stress. So if your life is one of constantly chasing deadlines or constantly having to perform things at a high level and you're always stressed about it, this is chronic stress. And I don't need to tell you that chronic stress is a killer. It can lead to some serious health problems like heart issues, high blood pressure, diabetes 2, and adrenal burnout. So chronic stress is not a great place to be. This is your sympathetic nervous system. The other state your nervous system can be in is your parasympathetic state. And this is your rest and digest state. The way I remember it is someone once described it as para is a parachute. So it's saving you, you're not going to fall. And without the para is your danger zone or your F word state. So in your parasympathetic state, this is when the hormones like oxytocin are released. Oxytocin is that feel-good hormone. If someone gives you a hug or you hug a tree, you just get flooded with a feeling of well-being. What happens in your parasympathetic state is endorphins are released, and these are the natural painkillers. So you don't feel sharp pain. You don't feel pain when you're in your parasympathetic nervous system. Then there is dopamine that's released. That's your reward system. So if you do something well, or someone gives you a compliment, or you win something, it's that feeling. And there are a lot of other things that are released. Growth hormone. Growth hormone helps you to grow, obviously, when you're growing. But once you're all grown up, then that hormone assists in repair, tissue repair, bone repair, muscle repair. And there are also melatonin, serotonin, these help with sleep. So the good news is if you meditate for just 10 minutes a day, it's enough to stimulate your parasympathetic state so that all of these great hormones are released. And not only that, it assists with your quality of sleep. So if you're struggling to sleep or you're waking up and your mind is racing, if you meditate consistently, you'll find that you fall asleep easier, you stay asleep longer, and you sleep deeper. And sleeping deeper is very important because deep sleep is where your brain detoxifies. Scientists call it a rinse cycle for your brain. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about the brain, how meditation is beneficial. They did a study where they did an EEG on Tibetan monks. So an EEG is where they put these electrodes onto the scalp to measure the electrical activity of the brain. So there are different types of brain waves that are emitted. They are these electrical impulses emitted by the brain. There are different levels of brain waves. So, for example, if you're in your busy daily life facing deadlines, then you're in a beta state. If you are in a relaxed state, you've just got home, you're relaxing on the couch, then you're in an alpha state. The delta state is light sleep to go back to alpha state is your flow state. So if you're in a creative flow state, that's also alpha. And the one even deeper than alpha is delta. So delta state is when you are lightly asleep. You know, when you take a nap and you're vaguely aware of what's going on around you, but you're also half asleep. And then there is theta, which is deep sleep. And then there's gamma. So gamma is very interesting. Gamma is higher than beta, but it's not a stressed state. It's an enlightened state. And the reason I say that is they discovered on normal people, like people who are not Tibetan monks, they measured gamma states in these people, but people could reach a gamma state, but they couldn't stay there. So they would jump into gamma and jump straight back out again. They described it in the one scientific study I looked at as biting into an apple. That initial bite pushes you into gamma, and then you jump right out again. It's very momentarily. The thing they found with monks, the Tibetan monks, is that they were in gamma all the time. It was their normal operating state. Isn't that interesting? So there's something about gamma waves that takes you into a very heightened state, but it's not stressful. And I think they measure gamma when you're sleeping, when you're having that REM sleep, your rapid eye movement, or you're dreaming, lucid dreaming. All right, let's move on to the common mistakes or the common struggles or misconceptions about meditation. And there are three of them that I'm going to discuss. The one of them is the monkey mind. So if you've tried meditation, you sit down, you quiet your mind, and this is what happened to me when I went home to practice my transcendental meditation when I wasn't in the group, is my mind wouldn't shut up. They call it the monkey mind because you keep leaping onto things that you think you need to do immediately, or you should have done it and you haven't, or you latching onto memories. And it's almost as if you dive down the rabbit hole with thinking, and before you know it, you're not meditating anymore. You're worrying, or you're having memories about the past. It's not a problem. It's perfectly normal. It's just with time and practice, it will eventually calm down. You'll find that if you tell your mind, we are meditating right now. I understand you're worried about sending this email, but it's okay. We'll do it when we're finished meditating. Right now, we're meditating. I don't always have to tell my mind that instruction, but sometimes when my mind is really overactive and I do that, I find it helps. So think of it like this. You don't go to gym, lift some weights for an hour, and you have this buff body. You know it's going to take some time. You're going to have to spend days and weeks and months before you see the results. And it's the same with meditation. So just be patient. You're in it for the long run. Why not enjoy it and just be consistent? The other common thing that people say about meditation is, I just don't have the time. And that comes down to basic choice. How do you want your life to be? You know that you're stressed. You don't want to be stressed anymore. And it's a small price to pay to wake up a little bit earlier every morning, wash your face, go to the toilet, and then jump back into bed or find a quiet, restful place aside from your bedroom where you can just sit and practice the meditation. You can set an alarm so that you don't do it for too long and you're not anxious about time. When the alarm goes off, you stop meditating and you get on with your day. Give it a try. I challenge you to do it for 5 days and then see if you feel a difference. And then the other one is, I don't know if I'm doing it right. That was huge for me. And it felt like when I tried it, I wasn't actually meditating. But if you're not trying, if you don't sit down, close your eyes and go within and just try it, then you'll never know. There is no wrong way to meditate. You just have to do it. Take it from me. And if you're really worried about whether you're doing it right or not, then just follow guided meditations like the one I'm going to demonstrate at the end of this video. All right. I am going to guide you in this transcendental meditation, which is the first type of meditation that I learned. The first thing is to make sure that you are comfortable. This is more important than you realize, because meditation is to go within and not be aware of your body. So if you're not comfortable, you're constantly going to be aware of your body, and it'll be more difficult to drop into that meditative state. So shift around, make sure that you're completely comfortable. Your legs are comfortable, your feet are firmly on the ground, or you have crossed legs. I'm sitting in a chair, but my legs are crossed. The most comfortable position for me. I very seldom sit with my feet on the ground. I think it's because my legs are quite short and my feet aren't flat on the ground. But if you're more comfortable with your legs uncrossed, make sure your feet are in contact with the ground. And if you're barefoot, that's even better. Make sure that your spine is straight, because the energy is going to start running up and down your spine. You may not be aware of it and you may not feel anything, but trust me, that is what happens. So if you're leaning forward or you're to the side, then as you can imagine, it's going to be a bit more difficult for the energy to run freely. And then the other thing is to make sure that your head is resting gently and comfortably on the top of your neck. Try not to tilt your head or hold it forward or back. Just find the balance, the comfortable balance within your body. And when you're ready, close your beautiful eye. Now take a deep breath in and fill your lungs. Be aware of the air going into them. Pause, and now just let the breath come out slowly. Let your out breath be slower than your in breath. And breathe in deeply again and fill your lungs, all four corners. And pause at the top of that breath. And now breathe out slowly. And then breathe in deeply again. Fill your lungs as if they're going to burst. Pause. And then let your breath come out slowly. And now I want you to breathe in and out normally, but on each out breath, I want you to relax a little bit deeper. So on the next out breath, relax the muscles around your eye. And on the next out breath, relax your shoulders, let them drop down even more. And on your next out breath, relax your jaw. Relax your tongue on the bottom of your mouth. Don't let it be stuck to the top of your mouth. Make sure that your mouth is closed, but that your lips are relaxed, almost parting, but not. And make sure that you're just breathing gently in and out of your nose. Now, bring your awareness to your nose as the air comes into your nose. Feel that it is cool. And as the air leaves your nose as you breathe out, see if you can feel the warmth. So just feel the cool air going in and the warm air as it comes out. And if it helps, give the air a color. Let it be blue or orange or yellow or gold, whatever color. And don't jump around with your colors. Once you've got your color, you can stick with it. If you can't see a color, stick with the sensation of the cool air as you breathe in and the warm air as you breathe out. Just keep your awareness on the color or the temperature. And if you find your mind has started to think about things, tell it gently. We'll get back to that later. Right now, we are meditating. And then just focus on your breath again. The cool air as it comes in, or the color, and the warm air as it comes out. Just keep focusing on your breath. But now we are going to follow your breath in. So follow the color in to a space as you breathe in, as if you travel with your breath into your lungs, but your lungs are actually a cave, secret cave, a special space that you can retreat to. So breathe into your space. Can be a room, can be a study. And now as you breathe out from that space. Follow your breath out through your nose. So breathe in, follow your breath into your space. Feel your lungs expand as if you're in the space. Breathe out and follow your breath out. So now breathing deeply and slowly. Follow your breath in. Imagine your space. Breathe out, follow your breath. Follow your breath in as you breathe into your space. As you breathe out, follow your breath out. Breathe into your space. Breathe out, follow your breath out. Follow your breath in your nose, down into your space. Breathe out of your space, down, out through your nose. Follow your breath in your nose, into your space. Follow it with your color. Breathe out. Follow the color out of your nose. Breathe in through your nose, into your space. Breathe out of your space, out through your nose. Breathe in through your nose again, into your space. Breathe out of your space, out through your nose. Breathe in through your nose. Follow your breath into your space. Breathe out of your space. Follow your breath out of your nose. In through the nose, into your space. Out of your space, out through your nose. In through your nose, into your space. Out of your space, out through your nose. Keep up that rhythm. I'm going to keep quiet. Follow your breath. Follow your breath. Now I want you to pick a spot on your face, not your nose, not the tip of your nose, anywhere else. And I want you to imagine that you're breathing through that spot, wherever it may be, that it is thin. You just breathe through this thin layer in your skin. You're breathing gently, softly in and out through this thin membrane of this spot that you've chosen. Keep your focus on that spot. Breathe gently in and out. Keep your focus on that spot. Breathe as if you don't want anyone to know you're breathing. So light. So soft. Slowly bring your awareness back. Wriggle your toes. You can let go of the spot. Gently rub tips of your fingers over your thumbs. And when you're ready, you can slowly blink your eyes open. We did this very, very quickly. It was just a demonstration and a guide of these 3 things that you can do. So follow it a few times so you get used to the sequence if you've never meditated before. And then you can set a timer and do it for 20 minutes every single morning. And just see how your life changes. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And leave me a comment. Put Zen Room if you'd like to find out more about the group, the meditation group that I host. And let me know in the comments, how is the meditation going for you? How was this one for you? And if you're doing it consistently, or if you're committed to doing it consistently, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions about how to meditate, put it in the comments section. I will respond. Thank you so much. Namaste.